Do you ever feel like you're just going through the motions and not creating the change that you keep saying you crave? Well, that's probably because you're focusing on all of the wrong things. Hi, it's Daire here, brain and biz coach for coaches, healers, and behind the scenes bitches. Most of my clients come to me because they feel stuck. They're just not moving forward, they're not creating momentum, and they're not really doing what they say they want to do. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 simple steps that will help you make any change you desire and keep it that way. So let's get to it. Step number 1, commit to your decision. If you're saying that you want to change, then you need to actually decide, just decide that that change is going to happen. That's the first thing you've got to do. Simply commit. And then I want you to think about why you desire that change. Like, is this something that has been externally suggested to you? Is it maybe a tip that you've seen somebody else implement that you've seen work really well for them? Is it something that dropped into your brain in a dream? Is it something that you really know is going to facilitate the life that you want to be living? Just get really clear on where this desire came from and why it's so essential for you to make it a done deal, to make it part of your life. So when you're really clear on what the change is that you desire and why you desire to make it, I want you to just look at the wording. So express this change out loud, like this new habit, this new goal, whatever it is, say it out loud. The first thing I want you to think about is that possible? Does it feel clunky? Does it feel like you need like 999 words to express this change that you want to make? Is it clear? Is it comprehensible? And then once you've tweaked that a little bit and you've made it so that you can just like throw it out there in a sentence or two, I want you to just make sure that this is a towards change. And what I mean by that is it's something that is moving you towards something rather than away from something. So I'll give you an example, and a really obvious one that comes to mind is to do with weight loss. So you'll often hear people saying that they want to lose a certain amount of weight. That is an away from desire because you are trying to move away from being heavier. Whereas if you have a towards desire, it might be, I want to weigh, and then the goal weight that you have, or I want to feel fit and healthy, or I want to run a marathon. So it's towards the desire, the intention, the goal, the milestone. So really pay attention to how you're phrasing your commitment, because words are magical, my friend, and they can make all the difference. So I would love for you to go ahead right now, leave me a comment and just tell me that you are committing, you are deciding you are going to make this change, and tell me what that change is. Okay, step number 2, curate the resources. In order to make any change happen, likelihood is that we need something. Like we need a tool, a technique, a training, something that will enable us to make it happen. Now, when I say resources, it can be something like a tapping script, a meditation. It could be an e-course you've invested in the past. It could be a session with your coach. It could be books that you already have sitting on your shelves. It could be so many different things. Really, when I say resource, I mean anything outside of yourself that will help you achieve a desired outcome. And before you go ahead and invest a bunch of time and money in buying new things, I want you to just take stock of what you already have access to. What resources are already available to you? So it might be, like I said, the books that you've already bought, or the podcasts you've already subscribed to, the groups you've already joined, the courses you've already invested in, the free tapping scripts or hypnosis audios that you have in your YouTube subscribe list. We all have access to so many things, but often we don't pay attention to that. We just look for the new shiny object that will fix everything for us. You will hear me talk about discernment a lot, especially when it comes to providing yourself with resources, tools, trainings that are going to support your next steps. Because while, yes, that is always important to do, we don't want to be outsourcing our success to other people exclusively and like without intention. Like we want to be really like hyper focused on where we're putting our time, energy, and money. And that includes the training and the resources too. Anyway, after you've looked at the resources that you already have access to, let's look a little bit further than that. So something that is so helpful, and I get all of my clients to do this, is to look at the people who have already implemented the change you desire to make. So chances are there will be someone that maybe you follow on Instagram, you're on their newsletter, maybe you subscribe to them on YouTube. You will see the life that they're living, the business that they're running, and you will know that you want to create that change for yourself too. Perfect. Find one or two of those people and like get your magnifying glass, be the detective here, and figure out what resources they have access to. So you will often see people sharing the books that they read or the audios that they listen to, the courses they're taking, the investments they make, the habits they implement regularly. Pay attention to all of that information and notice how you can start creating a little bit of that for yourself. Now, you may not be in the position where you can invest in the same masterminds as one of these thought leaders that you admire, but you could read the same book, or you could listen to the same podcast, or you could experiment with some of the same daily habits. Those are all resources that you can bring into your wheelhouse and really help you create this change. And again, discernment. This is not about filling the decks with more stuff, with more information, with more to-dos. This is about looking at one key area where you are desiring to make a change and arming yourself with the tools that will make that happen. If you are all about these short, straight to the point videos that will help you change your life and elevate your business, go ahead and hit subscribe now and I will make you another one. Step number 3, claim the identity. Now, just go with me here. You might want to grab a journal or a notebook and start making a few notes. But who would you be if you had already made this change? What would be different about the person that you are? How would you be showing up? What would your daily and weekly non-negotiables be? Where would you prioritize? What would you value the most? How would you spend your time, your energy, your money? What would your beliefs and opinions be? What would you be reading, watching, implementing, working on, celebrating? Just get all of your thoughts out on paper. Write as much as you can. And when you're done, I want you to ask yourself, how can you start claiming that today? How can you start claiming that next level identity, that identity of the person, the leader who has already created this change that you say you desire? Now, this is not about going and trying to transform yourself overnight. We are not faking it till we make it. We are not putting on a mask. This is about making small incremental shifts towards that identity. So even if the tweak that you make today is just going to take you 4% closer to that next level, it is still a win. So do this work, do the journaling, explore the vision of that next level identity, and then decide on just one thing for today that will help you get a little bit closer. And this is something that you can revisit time and time again, maybe every day or every week, just making one more shift in that right direction. Before you know it, you really will have claimed that identity in totality, and you will be living it. You'll be living that dream. And last but not least, step 4, continue the work. So we've talked a lot about getting clear on the vision, the change that you want to make. We've talked about how to fuel it, the resources that you'll need. We've talked about who you need to be in order to make that happen. And now let's talk about the what, the doing of the work. As much as the internet would like to tell us differently, doing the work is an essential part of the equation. We can't meditate our way to a million. We can't just put our desires out there and expect them to arrive with no effort on your part, with no intentional work on your part. So this is your reminder to just keep showing up, keep doing the work, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. I know that sounds boring. I know that doesn't sound like this exciting silver bullet that's just going to change things overnight. And do you know what? That's because that is not real life. It is not real life. Yes, things can happen really quickly, and they can happen really quickly when you commit and when you do the work. And that is what I'm teaching you in this video. So keep doing it. Keep doing the things. Keep shifting the shit. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep choosing the better way. And you will get there, my friend. So to review, the 4 steps that will help you create any change in your life and make it permanent are: number 1, commit to your decision. Number 2, curate the resources. Number 3, claim your next level identity. And number 4, continue the work. If you are ready to commit to the change that you have decided on today, I would love for you to join me for Slay 2020, my free 2-week coaching experience. I've popped the link right there in the description box, so go ahead and sign up now. Come join us. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And don't forget, before you leave, to go ahead and leave me a comment telling me about the change that you are committing to starting today. I will see you next time.